What's up, everybody? You already know what it is. It's your host, Anthony Simmons. And if you're watching me right now, then you know you're watching Higher Heights. And you already know the vibes. And why is this important? Because this is the only channel that stands for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And on today's show is very important because we're going to be talking about how everything in a man or woman's life can fall under three different categories under DIA. DIA. And to understand the importance of DIA, first you need to know what DIA is. Well, if you want to know, let me show you right here. Boom. DIA is none other than debt, investment, or assets. That's right. Debt, investments, or assets. Everything in a man or woman's life can fall under one of these three categories. Sometimes two or more, but definitely one of these three categories. So basically, when a man or woman sits down in their life and takes inventory, depending on how you view something is going to depend on whether or not it falls under one or more of these three categories. Now, I'm doing this just for y'all, my Higher Heights viewer. And before we do it, we're going to break all of these topics down. Each three of these categories, we're going to break them all down. And at the end, you can make an assessment for yourself. But before we get into this video, we need to do it the right way. And I'm going to ask the polite way. I need y'all to go ahead and smash that like button. I'm talking about bam, bam, bam. Smash the like button. Then hit the subscribe button. And it won't hurt you to hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss when I'm dropping content like this. All right, so obviously number one on the list is debt. I know that none of us like debt. Debt is very stressful. That's why we don't like debt. And if it's any one of these categories that you don't want anything in your life falling into, it's debt. But we all know the old adage, the old saying that the old heads tell you. You're born, you incur debt, and you're going to end up on somebody when you die. So with that being said, debt can be stressful. And also, here's a piece of financial advice real quick. Wait a minute. I'm missing something. There it is. A gold watch. Now, remember this. You see, I got the blazer on today, and I almost forgot to put on the gold watch because you should never take advice from anybody who's not wearing a blazer and a gold watch. So now we on point. Now, what this old head told me, I'm taking this to the grave because we all know every 30 days, bills roll in. Can I pay my bills? I don't know. So I don't even look at a bill until I got the money to pay it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, really, I don't look at bills unless I can pay them. I'm not going to put that stress on me. Like I said, this category debt carries a lot of stress with it. But the good thing about it is you got to realize you're going to owe somebody when you die. So debt is just a part of life. But if any one of these three categories, like I said, you don't want something to fall in, then it is debt. And everything, like I told y'all earlier, is going to fall into one of these three categories. I'm talking about your mama, your daddy, your granny, your cousin, your spouse, your children, your dog, your cat. Everything falls into one of these three categories. But right now, we're talking about debt. Now, we all got the regular form of debt like a car note, house note, insurance, your phone bill, food bill, or whatever, entertainment, period. We all got those basic kinds of debts. And some of those can be avoidable depending on a want or need. You can classify those in any way and figure out whether or not it has to be in your life, whether or not you put it in the want or need category. But there's nothing worse than looking over at your spouse and they're dead. Have you ever dated somebody or added somebody to your life, a human being, and realize they offer nothing to you and all you're doing is giving, and every time you need something, it's nothing there. So actually, you have to look at that as another bill. For this reason, a lot of men do not like dating high maintenance women. Yeah, of course, you want to get with them, but you don't want to date them because guess what? It's nothing but another bill. Vice versa, women who have their own do not like taking care of no good men because when you look over at them, you see nothing but another bill. Now, since I told you that everything in your life falls under one of these three categories, if you're looking over and you see somebody that's in your life that's causing nothing but debt, that equates to stress, right? Okay, because depending on how you're looking at something is depending on what it means in your life. So if Tony is causing you nothing but stress, you are out of here. Susie, you gotta go. So basically all I'm saying is if you look over anything in your life, whether it be your home, your car, your TV bill, anything, your spouse, your husband, and you're looking at them as a debt, hey, look, you got to get rid of it because we want to be as stress-free as possible. Something in your life must provide something to you. Now, on to the second category, which is investment. You remember when I said earlier that some of these things can fall into multiple categories. Well, some things that occur debt can also be looked at as an investment. Like when you have kids in life. When you have kids, if you look at your kids as a big bill, a food bill, a clothes bill, a house bill, if you look at your kids as a bill, it kind of skews your view about having children. But if you look at your children as an investment, everything you're doing for them actually going towards something greater, then guess what? That's a great thing because investing into a child is one of the best investments that you can ever do. Now, the only bad thing about investments is the investments category is that an investment can be good or bad. Sometimes we invest in people, sometimes we invest in businesses, sometimes we invest in any kind of various things in our lives. And we can barely determine sometimes what the outcome is going to be. This is why we have to be wise in choosing what we invest in. Because once again, some investments are good and some investments are, and some investments are green lighted all the way. Notice I got the green light. But like I said, some investments are great. So you have to sit back and assess what investments are going to yield you a profit or what investments are going to yield you something good in your life. You got to determine that. Nobody else can. Example, it's commonly known that cars are not good investments because why? They depreciate the moment that you drive them off the showroom floor. Sure, you're going to get enjoyment out of it and it's going to get you where you got to go, but it's not a strong investment because you're not going to get back the same thing that you paid for it. So you should look at a car as a tool and not something that you want to spend all your expenditures on. Like the same way with a home. A home is great because the market goes up and down and fluctuate on a home. So depending on what you want to do with that home is whether or not it falls into one of these good categories or not. So that is the investment part. So this is a category that you don't mind something falling under the investment category. Only when it's a bad investment, like your homeboy got a business he want to start, your homeboy always borrowing money from you. That's probably not a good investment because if he's always borrowing, he's probably always going to be borrowing. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Now, sometimes when your investment is good, it can grow into this next third category. And the third category is what? Assets. The money, baby. Show me the bag. This is when you know you've had a good investment. And this is what you want your investments to roll over into, which is the third category, assets. We all feel better when everything that we have in our lives yields something back to us, right? Wait a minute, pause for the cause. If you're watching this video right now and you like the material, I need you to smash the like button. It don't cost you nothing. Don't be a hater all your life. I gotta go, and you know what the aim of this channel is. So smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell. You know what it is. Now, everything in life just feels a little bit better when you're profiting off of it, or you feel like you got the great end of a business deal. That goes for everything. When you get a house that you bought a little cheaper than it possibly could have went for, you feel great about it. When you get a female or a male in your life and it just completes your life and they add something to your life, it feels a lot better than getting Tony or Susie and them dragging you down. Anytime we add anything to our life and it's an addition, we feel good. That's why I believe in Matthew 6:33. You know I got to throw this in there because everything on this channel is faith-based and it revolves around God. But Matthew 6:33 says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all the things that the Gentiles seek, he'll add them unto you. That scripture means to me that anything God adds to you is going to be an addition to your life, not a subtraction. Is not going to draw from you. Now, in order for us to get assets in our life, we got to look at ourselves like a bank. Why do you look at yourself like a bank, you ask? Because let's look at the construct and the infrastructure of a bank. If you go into a bank to get a loan, the loan officer isn't going to loan you money just out of the goodness of their own heart. They're going to loan you money based on the fact on whether you can pay them back. And even if you can pay them back, they're going to charge what's called an interest rate. Because, like I said, banks are not in it to give you something out of the goodness of their own heart. They actually need to gain something from working with you in this partnership. So that's how you should look at anything in your life in that way. If I'm gonna buy this house, how does this house increase my value? If I'm gonna get a car, how does this car help me to achieve my goals? If I'm gonna get a job, is this job part of my 5-year plan where in 5 years it's a stepping stool to where I wanna get to? If I date Susie, is Susie gonna be an addition to my journey, or is she gonna slow me down? You gotta look at yourself as an investment. So anybody that comes into your realm has to have the same interests as you so that you can get something out of it. An asset. Everything in your life should be looked at as an asset. Like this wonderful blazer that I'm wearing. It's wintertime. It feels good. It's comfortable. It's warm. And it just adds to the financial advice that I'm giving everybody. That's why safe investments are always land, real estate, property, things that when you get done and all your use out of it, you can sell it back and get, if not all your money, at least something comparable to what you gave to it. So it's an asset in your life. It always feels good to let somebody borrow 100 if they gonna bring 125, 150 back. So with that being said, hashtag higher heights. Did you like the advice that you gave today? And what do you think about DIA? All these 3 categories, everything in your life can be looked at and put into these 3 categories, either debt, investment, or assets. That's been me for today on Higher Heights. You already know what we stand for. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Also study to show thyself approved. Y'all be blessed.